Ladies and gentlemen of Cincinnati Man, I'm back. I'm here to talk about Bruce Springsteen's biopic, Deliver Me from Nowhere. I did not think the movie was going to be good, and I really liked the movie. Let me get it out of the way right now. I really liked the movie, and I didn't think it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be super cliche. I seen headlines here and there like, "Oh, it's going to be this is the classic trope, classic that it fell short." I'm gonna tell you, this movie clearly shows you um a certain form of depression, almost like a crippling fear. Um, like he worked on his music, but at the same time, he would just lay there in bed or lay there sitting in the corner and wouldn't do anything for days except work and just sit in one spot. Think about how he felt like he wasn't um worthy of anything, and that was interesting to me because you don't normally when somebody they show somebody depressed, they do a whole bunch of drugs or they drink a bunch or they do something super destructive. But he was so internally combusting in a negative way because internal. But anyway, he was so messed up in his own head. He wasn't doing anything but just rotting away with himself. And they show a little bit more with his dad. Yeah, because they showed a couple scenes where it's like, okay, he got hit by his dad, and his dad would talk down to him and his mom, but his mom stayed with him, and his dad got older, and he's taking care of his family, and he's forgiving him in his own way for what he did, because now his dad's like got dementia or Alzheimer's. Um, I was confused. There was a scene where they showed him and a little girl running through a field because his dad let him run through a field. And I was like, "That's a sister." He has brothers and sisters. I didn't know. That was confusing to me. Oh, the number one. Okay, there's one thing. Another thing I'm gonna praise the movie for is writing. When they showed him writing, and he was writing in a black marker, and I'm like, if he doesn't scribble out any word, I'm gonna be pissed. Cause it ain't like that. When you writing lyrics or you writing your thoughts down, it comes out it's like a rush. It's like a rush. And then you read it, you're like, okay, now that's wrong. And when they scribbled it out, I was like, good. But the number one thing that pissed me off about this movie is how he treated Faye, but he was depressed. I was so mad. I thought Faye was the woman he was going to end up with. I thought he was going to end up with her and have kids. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If anything, even back then, men could be on some bullshit. I'm normally a defender of men, but men can be on some bullshit. She had look. I understand you want to hang out with her from time to time, but you don't want to get too close to anybody. Then don't meet the kid. She got a kid. This this is something we all. This is something that um. That's basic. I mean, I know you can like somebody and everything. Look, I've liked women and I've met their kids, and I've developed a rule. Like if I don't know if I'm gonna be with them or date them, I shouldn't be hanging around. I shouldn't meet the kid because that creates a confusing scenario, and you hurt the kid because the kid don't know nothing about adult stuff. The kid don't know nothing about depression and everything. I was pissed. I was pissed. I wonder whatever is Faye even real? Oh, and look, the movie is about a little point in time before he became the mega superstar. He made Nebraska, then he made Born in the USA. But um, I was shocked when I found out he didn't go to Nebraska. I was like, he didn't go to Nebraska. He just read a story about some a murderer, and wrote something about like from a point of view of hopelessness and loss and everything. I was like, oh, because I didn't want to get into the weeds and start looking up everything. I wanted to come from a fresh standpoint. Like I know top 40 hits by Bruce Springsteen and everything, but I couldn't really tell you much about him. I think I even one time watched the Netflix thing where he's a one man show, but I don't even remember it. I was just like, oh, that's interesting. The most interesting thing I remember him saying is, I was thinking about blue collar working, but I never had a regular job in my life. Hey, but hey, musician, blue collar, whatever. Um, yeah, let me look that up. I have to find out. That's gonna drive me nuts. Faye Romano. Well, we're gonna find out right now. Let's see. Let's type her name in. Is a fictional character. It's not a real person, but a composite of women Bruce Springsteen dated in the 70s and 80s, inspired by his fear of commitment. You know, I, I was really feeling it till I found that out. Like, come on, man, she ain't real. She ain't real. It'd be like that in biopics. Okay, then. Well, yeah. He broke a lot of women's hearts because he was clinically depressed, and it's interesting how his manager had his back, but even told his manager told his wife. The manager was talking to his own wife. He was like, "Look, I don't know how to help him. He need to go get a psychiatrist," which was good. He admitted that he was not capable of handling what's going on with Bruce, so he got it. So he told him to get some help, and he got some help. Um, it was really cool to see how he wrote all these great songs, and then he pushed them like, no, it's not on this record. It's bare bones. I'm not putting any of that on the record. I'm putting this stuff out. Um, yeah, I think the movie is a story about depression more than the music, and how you cope, and how you have to come to a realization that it's okay to want help. Oh no, to get help, because some people want help but they don't know how to get it, and it's okay to go for that. Um, this is a very personal little small fit. Like it's very contained. The story's contained. Seeing how this is dealing with where's it at? It's dealing with, if I read this right. 1982. Yeah, it was like six, like a year within his life. And his performance as him was very believable. Jeremy Allen White's performance as him was very believable. And everyone did a wonderful job. Jeremy Strong did great. How many Jeremy's in this dang thing? Hold up. Okay, that's enough Jeremy. Um, I definitely would recommend this movie. I definitely would. It's definitely a good movie. I wouldn't mind a little series of him playing Bruce Springsteen. That'd be kind of cool. Um, that's what I got out the movie. When I left the movie, I was very sad and very happy that he was able to figure it out. But I was sad that he had to that woo that depression it felt real. But anyway, well, that's how I feel about the movie. Tell me your thoughts. Give me, if you disagree, you agree. That's cool. Let's just be respectful. Once again, I'm Cincinnati man. Thank you for joining me. I listen to music, watch TV, movies, a little bit of boxing here and there. Get my opinions and thoughts on various topics. Please check out the channel. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye bye.